Oh good, I was muted the whole time during that deck explanation. Isn't that great? So let me try to reiterate. This is a deck not unlike one we played last week that was featured Fiora and Draven along with the spell Whirling Death as just another way, in addition to the various Demacia cards like Single Combat and Concerted Strike, to level up Fiora and consistently get her win condition going, while at the same time the deck having a fine, fair mid-range beatdown plan, you know, with cards like Draven and the various combat tricks and other units we're playing. So this deck is taking that same idea, but replacing Draven with Shyvana, who also likes to strike units but not necessarily put herself in harm's way, so we can consistently get her leveled and dealing a lot of damage. So what are we up against here? A Fiora deck of their own, huh? So I think we actually want to just play down the Brightsteel Protector, and to barrier this we have like decent attacks into their Fiora, I think, while still being able to hold up Sharp Sight and Single Combat so they can't do too crazy things. And all the while we're racing them pretty well. So this is like a bit proactive, and they could like decide to throw something out like that we don't care about. But I think it's fine.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
No, Dragonfire only emboldens me.
So we would have gotten 3 damage in anyway, had we just open on attacks. But this way now we get rid of one of their challengers and get this going. I think we want to just pass here. I want to hold up several things, and if they want to pass back, I'm fine with that. We'll just play Shyvana, have 4 mana up. Could also just so what are they going to be up to? Probably weren't expecting that card from us. But then again, we are on Fiora, so do we want to save our unit here? It might not be worth it.
This will be quick.
I think we'll hold up. I think we want to save this for something else, while also
Dragons are here.
just banking the spell mana. I could play the Researcher, but I think I'm just going to bank the spell mana.
The fight just isn't the same without you, Anna.
I am always here when you need me. Daylight warms the heart and lights the way. Have faith. Always 2 steps ahead.
What's the fire breath this time?
A soldier should know to stay out of the way. They are nothing. Just the way I like it.
See if they want to do anything else. We can Concerted Strike here to kill her, and then we still have enough mana to do several other things, depending on what their plan is. Main thing I'm going to be concerned with probably is holding up Riposte for so we can pop that with single combat. Oh, I needed to sharp sight as well. That was a mistake. They're only gonna... Oh, they do die. Why do they die? Oh yeah, because these two then will clash. For some reason, I didn't count this thing actually striking, like in combat. This might have been a mistake because if they have a single combat, they can eat something. They can eat one of these two things. Maybe I'm supposed to actually single combat this.
None face a dragon and win.
Yeah, it might have been right to honestly just let it happen and like let them go down to a really low health total. If they want to be all in on that Fiora, we could possibly just go wide around them and kill them because they were so weak. Nivea control. Okay. This is like a fine attacker even if we don't get to use its barrier. This can save our stuff. This can pop some eggs at the very least if we need to. That said, for our turn 2, am I playing the Egghead Researcher? Or do I need to apply pressure?
Dragons, such fascinating creatures.
The answer is probably both, but I can only choose one, so let's just go with this. It's a sharp sight.
You're covered.
Yeah, I think I gotta go. Gotta get aggressive here. Can't just sit around forever and hope to get like extra value off of these. They could definitely have
Welcome to the tipsy hour.
Yep. Yeah, we're probably gonna just drop the other steel protector, or sorry, bright steel protector. Just so we can, we could be holding up Avalanche, in which case I could double Sharp Sight. I think that's okay. Well, I could also be protecting one of these in the meantime, I suppose. They could Vile Feast this and then play Avalanche. Vile Feast is definitely a card that they could be playing. Well, that signals that they have an Avalanche. It's quite obvious. So with that in mind, we just roll some attacks. Let's see if we can Whirling Death this thing to keep it prevent it from trading. that worth single combating? No, I don't think so. It's a pretty good hit. Obviously, it's still an uphill battle. They have a lot of healing in their deck. They have, do I want to protect? I feel like I am. And then I can actually do this to get rid of their thing, and it's really mana efficient, I suppose. This might be a lot, but it's definitely aggressive line of play on our part, but we're the aggressor in this matchup, so obviously they could have another avalanche or they could have ice quake. With that in mind, do I just play the dragon? I want to play this one. This represents some card advantage that might be valuable if this game goes a little bit longer, and if they're holding up something like Vengeance, I'd rather this get Vengeance than this. Yep. Maybe because of that I'm just supposed to play Fiora and hold up Riposte. It only saves one of our two guys, though. They could have... Obviously they could have Vengeance, which is fine. Just play the dragon. If that's all they have, then I'm just gonna respond. Because it gets through extra damage as well. And I believe it prevents them from even gaining 3 with this. They want to spend a second one. Okay. That's unfortunate because they're getting off the way. This one's probably over then. I don't know that we can beat... We haven't seen an Anivia out of them yet. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance. They have a Vengeance for this.
Forever watchful. Always 2 steps ahead. I bring the storm.
I don't think we're winning with Fiora's... Well, we can't win that way. Anyways. Oh, do we need this for... I probably want to do this. Then we can strike the egg, or she can just hook it the next turn. I'd rather deal the damage though, because the chances of us winning with her her alternate win condition is very unlikely. Okay, now the question is this worth doing to prevent them from drawing 2 and to also give me a dragon? I think the answer is yes. I would very much like to turn this into a dragon.
Never again will we fall to Dragonfire.
Try me.
I guess I should... It's optimal to do this in combat now because... because this gets +1/+1, so we'll deal 1 more point of damage.
I long for a worthy opponent.
probably gonna play this out.
I'm something of an aspiring trichologist. Keep up, old man.
Fuse Firebrand's actually nice because we can play it out proactively, and it survives a sweeper from them. But maybe I want to play this.
The Freljord's eternal guardian.
Okay, so I mean that's dying, but none of these other things are dying. Spell Shield protects this. What would I rather play? If I play this, the next dragon costs 2 less. So that actually means I can play both of these out in the same turn. And they can only they could, if they have 2 vengeances in hand, I guess we get in a little bit of trouble. This is only dealing 2, right? So I could block here. But, or do I need the card advantage is the question. I think we want to go wide.
Let's soar.
So, I kind of like the idea of this dragon now, so we can kill this. Well, it's reviving next turn, right? She's got too much toughness, so I think I like this. She's got Spell Shield. Vile Feast? Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Eternal winter.
I'm assuming we'll see a chump block here, and then this is gonna get vengeance.
I will endure.
So we don't get the card draw.
I protect this place.
Yep.
Cannot win.
I will be reborn.
If they're out there, I'll swallow.
The Freljord's eternal guardian.
One candle for every sun.
Guess we need to do this proactively then. So he's gonna take 3, 4, 5 from the attack, but one of these things will be dead, so that's fine.
Tomorrow we rise anew.
They probably just have too many blockers
I
now.
bring the storm.
My guess is they have Avalanche in hand. Christ. Yeah, I think we lost.
I will endure.
The Vile Feast, like just the chump blockers that they were able to amass were very, very good for them. That's interesting. Okay, sure.
I will endure. I
don't know.
this
Does it
place.
matter? Like, why would you mark damage on this? I guess if you want, like, these are just revive the next round, right? I guess they could be afraid of single combats and stuff that we could have still. It's fair. Or if they want to sweep the board now with a with an arm. Okay, GG. It was looking like we might be able to get them with a bunch of big scary dragons, but too many chump blockers. Maybe I was supposed to... Maybe if I had thought about Vile Feast as a possibility for that round, instead I saved the Eclipse Dragon for its potential to give us a Celestial and another dragon. Like, potentially something like big and evasive would have gotten us through that. Fizz Teemo, so they're playing like the Elusives aggro deck. We probably want challengers, but we also need dragons to enable the one, so let's just throw these back and see what we can find, I think.
Oh boy, here I go!
Happy to trade here if they want to get in some extra damage by like using a warning shot. I'm fine with that.
Coming in!
Okay, maybe they were afraid of it just dying anyway and me not taking the block.
Never again will we fall to dragon fire.
It's a good...
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I should just pass there. Okay, the way it worked out, we got in 3 extra damage. I just pass, right?
I long for a worthy opponent.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
I will cut you down.
I will cut you down. I don't think I want to spend anything to kill this quite yet. This could be very important for later. Is it though? Sure.
Everything I've worked for.
Play out our big... Well, depends on what they play. If they play like a Teemo, I might play out the Fiora and start leveling her with that.
By my honor, you must die.
Could have another get excited here, but I don't mind. With this Pharaon in hand, let's just deal as much damage to them as we can. They want to discard another card to another get excited, or if they have another Mystic Shot, sure. They're losing all these resources just to not die. They haven't discarded anything super. They haven't gotten value off of anything they've just been discarding.
Stand aside. An expert is at work. We wear red to honor the fallen. When crime calls, a reply is proper.
Okay, probably a go hard deck. I think I want the dragon in hand. Dragon eats karma, right? Captivara might be fairly valuable. This X one's probably not gonna be, but probably just spend our mana for the turn. Do we? Yeah, I guess so, because then we open attacks next turn if they don't use it. And at least this way, like before we deal damage, they're not getting the healing at the very least because they haven't done damage
You're covered.
yet. Definitely just gonna get aggressive here,
Deal is
like I've
yours.
been mentioning.
Rivers shape the land and give it life.
Protect and strike.
Currents pull them down. What form will the waters take?
Guess they're just using that as a way to slow the game down.
Another day guarding the walls.
I found a home among the Dragon God.
We are your people, Anna, and you ours.
We have the third skitterer.
Honor guide me.
Maybe it was risky for me playing out that sequencing the way I did that turn because they could have had Ruination. So I should have opened on attacks against the skitterer, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Lady Elise, where are you?
So they've played 2 go hards so far.
My shield is yours.
Is this worth it? It's not, right? I want to level her up, though. We're gonna keep... I think we're gonna hold up Riposte for this round.
There are none like me.
Actually, we have 6. I can single combat the other blocker out of the way for next turn, too. What are you up to? Yeah, let's do that. Get these pesky spiders out of the way. Do they have a way to pop that barrier? Now, fearing ruination, I'm probably not supposed to play the fight. I'm supposed to try to attack this. Obviously, they could have vengeance, but no vengeance.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
From the skies!
To the next life.
Back up Siobhan is nice.
We each died, then found home. I'll break this siege.
So they're gonna get a card, then she's gonna level up.
Peace begins within.
If she finds, like, if she created like a double healing spell, we could potentially be in trouble.
Tremble before me!
Definitely gonna strafing strike. Alright, well, they're looking for an answer. They don't have a lot of mana left. So what did they find? This is good for them because they could still always use Karma as a blocker if they need to, just in case. Okay, well, why is this on the stack if you're gonna check first?
Quickly!
Did they think that this wouldn't take up space in their hand?
Compassion, not anger, drives us to war.
Dragons have no remorse!
That was a bit of a letdown. They had so many combat tricks in hand to use. Potentially. Or just kill them with a bunch of decimates. Some sort of Nightfall aggro deck, but with Callista instead of Nocturne. So let's keep the things that gum up the board, especially the thing that can block Fearsome. Challenger's nice. Oh wait, no, not Nightfall. I thought I saw Diana for some reason. This is just a Fearsome aggro deck that's got Targon stuff. Anywho. Still probably the hand we want to keep. Healerino, I'll block that. Actually, am I? Yeah, I think so. I want to keep my life total as high as possible. Hopefully we draw a dragon for this lieutenant. If not, we'll just play the house player. Because this is pretty good on defense if they like play a unit out, want to
There's
attack.
nothing to fear.
Now they're probably open on attacks. Yeah, they're almost. If they don't, this Bright Steel Protector is going to be very good.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts!
Well, I can't block both of those. So the barrier doesn't really do much. So, well, I guess it means that the spider, if Elise wants to swing, doesn't deal a damage to the 2/2. And they could swing, because if they do... Okay. It seemed a little premature, but... I can't force people to play games, so if he doesn't want to play anymore, see you later. Sayonara. That's a poker hand. Yeah, let's actually see if we can get some units to go with those combat tricks. Could eat the Omen Hawk with this. Probably fine.
We wear red to honor the fallen.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
That's interesting.
Prepare for battle!
Patience.
Before he has frostbite spells up again, we'll just kill this.
Remember me.
I'll remember you as the person who got into single combat with a house spider and
Hot on the trail.
killed. How about that? So we could try to riposte here. I don't think it's
Life
right.
just isn't the same without you, Anna.
I am always here when you need me.
Like, they could frostbite it, and then we just lose the barrier, which is not a big deal, but I think I'm just taking the hit, rather. Whirling Death's probably pretty bad against the frostbite mid-range deck.
Suffer my fury.
To arms!
Just so that she gets in. See what he does. See if he wants to save the 4/4. I doubt he will. It's like pseudo-saving it. So we could still have a frostbite effect to let this go off. So how badly am I supposed to try to save? Could try this, and even if they do get frostbitten, this dies.
Look lively, soldier.
But it doesn't save my Shyvana. I have to imagine they have a frostbite effect. I don't want to try to save her. She's halfway to.
These stories were true. What's the fire breath this time?
A soldier should know to stay out of the way.
Few earn the right to call themselves Trifarian.
It's really bad if they found a frostbite. We're just gonna pass and see what they do.
Guard the walls.
They found just one. This can still kill it if I aim at these two, except if he aims it at this one, that won't be true. So I think we need to take 6 here. We'll save this one if that happens, but I think that's the plan we're on. Actually, I think we chump block this and we just do something like this. So if they frostbite Shyvana, this still gets through, but this still trades.
They walked around.
Oh boy, they have to have.
I am more than I seem.
You are unlike anything I've ever seen.
Do we think they have a frostbite effect? Probably.
Where's my journal?
They haven't had it yet, which is impressive.
Amarosans, stand together! Come back later.
Hello? Then there's always Whirling Death that we could use. Actually, we even have Riposte up, which is nice. If they have Harsh Winds, that's going to be nasty. Boy, oh boy, do they have Harsh Winds? I feel like we would have seen it from them by now. They have to have harsh winds. Have they just not drawn it? Alright, let's see. Okay, our Shyvana levels up and we save our dragon.
Witness my truth!
The fact that we've dodged frostbite effects for this long is the only reason we're in this game, it feels like. Do they have another culling strike for this dragon, perhaps?
It was right on my tail.
Okay, so they have an Ash in hand now.
see the Demastian border from here.
Oh, they're just gonna get to play an Ash no matter what, right? I'm slowly losing card advantage here, so... Yeah, my dragon can still block that, at least for now.
Do not test me. From the skies.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think we did. The only thing we could possibly get is like Captain Pharaon maybe would help us.
I don't believe me!
They have another frostbite effect for this, we're just dead. We did okay to dodge them for this long, but...
Impossible.
Give this one more go. I think we'll move on to the next deck. Depends on how long this match is. We'll go for at least an hour. Bosomness? Bosomness? Nah, I'm gonna go with Bosomness. I think I want as many challengers to deal with a sneaky Ezreal. This is a fine 2-drop, I think. I think I keep this. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan... I don't know. Maybe the Fleet Feather track, but it demands an answer at the very least, so that's what I like about it. And the Egghead Researcher is a 2 to enable this, but I could see maybe we want to look for a single combat. That's just better. Opponent entered the queue and then walked away from their computer, maybe? Oh, no, they're back. Seems.
The more we learn, the less we fear.
That's not bad. They have a lot of like ways to just pop spell shields, but still not the worst. I think I'll just bank the spell mana actually. Maybe we should play a House Spider, but I think I want to bank spell mana and then play Shyvana and Screeching Dragon the next couple of turns. They have an Ezreal. Just more spooky, scary spiders. Okay. This is probably not doing much more than just like chumping here, so...
Dragon?
Well, it says so right here, so I think so. Or, I mean, it's effectively a dragon. How about that? Maybe fearing the thermo beam that our opponent played that round previously, I'm supposed to not play out Shyvana and just play a bunch of stuff. Like maybe I was just supposed to play the House Spider. Maybe even these two. then start taking out their stuff. Or trying to get through it. Our opponent's like writing emails while they're doing this. Maybe. Yeah, like I said, they have a lot of ways to just pop the spell shields. That's the one I'm thinking of too. Eventually you gotta get through these, so. Another Shyvana's nice.
You pay, I fight.
Round start, stun the weakest enemy. Sure.
You must have some unique insight into dragons.
Most are cruel, vicious, and deadly.
Again with the fucking... Oh. I'm an idiot.
You should stay back, cowards.
Whoopsies. That was a mistake. I don't know why. I was just like, ah, he's doing it again. Gotta save Shyvana. Oh, right. It's only 2 mana. We're fine. Yeah. Should have just, like, concerted strike this guy. We would have leveled up. Or come close to it, I guess. Does this save him, or is he still considered damaged when this happens? Still considered damaged. It's too bad. Okay. Well, with that in mind, then I'll just do this. I definitely played this terribly this game. Well, that was a test, but I didn't know how that interaction worked. If you heal up beyond your base stats, you're still considered damaged because you should have had another point. Gotcha. I am learning.
Never keep a dragon waiting.
Oh, man. Just play the Mystic Shot on Shyvana so I can concede.
Witness my true power!
Or the third Thermo Beam. It'll be one of those two things. Or that. Forgot that that thing creates more copies of itself. It's a pretty good card. And it's fast too. Wild.
For conquest! For empire! Oh, they might. I have the scars to prove it.
Positions!
So we could trade. Yeah, we're dead. I screwed up royally that game. I mismanaged my resources. That was just terrible play on my part. I got distracted and then like riposted with a thermo beam that I shouldn't have, and then used that sharp sight pointlessly. Yeah, not a good look. Not a good look. So we'll try to play one more game, try to redeem ourselves, but after this I'm definitely done with this deck. We got to do the thing a couple times, run some people over. No Fiora alt win cons yet. And I doubt we'll get it, but okay. So they could be a Mystic Shot deck. Let's attack with this and see if we can get it out of them. It's fine. Pass and bank the spell mana, because if they have like a Teemo, maybe we wanted like Fiora single combat it before we go into the next round. I don't know. Don't think we need this thing yet. Yeah, I'll block there. I'm fine with this.
Never again will we fall to Dragonfire.
Not quite enough resources.
Got your back.
It's fine, we'll eat the 2/2.
Ready weapons!
Let's see if we can sneak in some more damage.
When crime calls, a reply is proper. Prepare for battle! Face me, you lowly worm!
Press on. Another day in the field.
He could have... What could he have to protect him? I mean, he could have Mystic Shot like we've been talking about. He could have the +3 defense thing, in which case this is not good enough. So I'd rather he Mystic Shot this 2/2 in response. Okay. Is this a game? What are we doing in this next couple of rounds?
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
I'll have what he's having.
Do you want to play these? Do you want to play some bigger things? Let's play that.
Swiftly. More for my collection.
I've always been a fun guy.
More mushrooms.
I don't want to, but I guess I have to click skip block. I think we're just playing out a bunch of stuff. Now the question is, who am I blocking, or who am I guarding? It's probably this just to play it safe so they can't, like, Mystic Shot this in response. We can't kill him anyway if we switch these two around, so I think this is what we want to do. Obviously, they could have another Teemo. They could have that, sure. Can just play the Teemo out again for free or something else with this return. They know we don't have single combat up, so they're not. They don't have to be afraid of a combat trick in that sense. Zed, I assume.
Nothing like the great
What does this
outdoors.
do? When you cast a spell, grant me +1/+1. Okay. It's a Shyvana. That's pretty nice. I mean, that's cute, but like, is it enough to kill us from 17? They're gonna deal 6 damage, and we'd have to draw 11 puff caps. I guess they can have a whole bunch of puff cap generating things in hand. Let's play this and see what we get.
I'll have a breakthrough.
Yeah, it was something big and scary that we could play. But in this case, I think we're just going to drop Shyvana, replacing the 1/1 Spider. I'm trying to think what they could have that could stop us.
Size doesn't mean everything.
You must have some unique insight into dragons.
Most are cruel, vicious, and deadly.
Because this play means we have a lot of lethal threats on the board. Really? Wow. Okay. Maybe I didn't quite see how much he put in the deck. Maybe it was a naive of me to think that he couldn't kill us from there. I should have checked just because now I'm curious what our mushroom count is. I have no idea. I'd have to look at the replay and then do the math myself because I think we looked once. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. This deck felt pretty bad. I don't know. I think maybe we were luckier last week when we played with the Fiora Draven version, or maybe that version's just doing what this one's doing a little bit better. I feel like we probably just got lucky that game. Actually, we had things like this to curve out like pretty consistently, more challengers, or we had the Dragon Challenger guy, but like Laurent Protege doesn't need protection to eat like some key threats. Yeah, I don't know. This one felt better. This one felt like it had like its beatdown plan was a lot more reasonable than the one we just played here. But again, could just be variance. It's a very small sample size, right? Anyway, that's gonna do it for that one, and we'll move on to the next.